Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy. Thought I'd do something a little bit different with the meetup video this year. This was 2016 meetup. Biggest year ever. This was the 5th annual ETCG Meet Up. And I've got to say the turnout was more than expected. In fact, by about 100 people actually. We had, I think, a little over 300 people show up this year. It kind of leaves me scratching my head wondering how I'm going to handle next year because we pretty much maxed out capacity. And well, we'll see where things go. But I'd just like to reflect a little bit on just meetups in general, and in particular this past year. First of all, the meetups came about because one of my forum subscribers had suggested I do something like that. They wanted an opportunity to come out and meet me and also to see the shop. And I thought, well, you know, why not? So tried it. And as I said, the first meetup was 5 years ago. I think there might have been 20 some people that showed up to that one. And even that was just, it was a little bit weird to me. I mean, yeah, I've been doing Eric the Car Guy now for about 7 years. But now it's like,
and everybody's here.
I know.
That many eyes. Does it still weird? Like, you know, you're
less weird.
Less weird.
Less weird. If you would approach me and ask me that same question in 2013, I probably would have melted. Because honestly, I'm not really much of an extrovert. But the whole celebrity thing.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Been trying to meet you for a while now.
Well, is a little bit awkward, to say the least. But it's a great feeling when people come up to me and said things like, Eric, your videos have helped me so much.
It helps out so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I started this in a way to help myself, but I thought I could help other people through the process of doing that. But having you come up to me and say something like that, that it's helped you in your career, making a living.
Yeah.
Awesome. You inspired me to get into auto repair, and now I'm doing great. And you know, so for all the awkwardness that I might feel, every time I hear something like that, I realize that what I'm doing is so much bigger than just me.
I got the job at Hyundai, and then it was just like, watch the videos, bring it to work. Watch the videos, bring it to work. And I moved up the ladder so fast. And he's the real deal, such a people person. I mean, you know, I had to make him pinch me just to make sure this was real.
It's so inspirational for me, and you know, it's just, I'm just so happy that this had come along. I was told I had 6 months to live 12 years ago, and I was pretty much bedridden, and then a couple of years ago I met up with a church. I needed my power steering pump fixed. I couldn't do it, they did it, and then I was so grateful I came and volunteered, and now I've got my health back. I'm there almost every day, and I caught up on the 2 decades that I was not in the automotive trade by watching Eric and Paul Danner, and those guys have taught me what I missed out on, and I did it for 25 years before that, but you know, there was a lapse, and so my life is good. Consider I'm not supposed to be here, especially.
It reaches people in a certain way, and I'm humbled by it, honestly, and I feel indebted to it also in a way, in the sense that I want to keep doing it. If this is what I'm here to do, if this is what Eric the Car Guy is about, if it inspires people, if it, you know, helps people get out of a jam with their vehicles, both mechanically and financially, there's nothing better than that. My dad came for the 2nd year in a row, which was absolutely awesome. Love my dad. My dad was not an auto mechanic, but he was a mechanic. He worked on plastic molding machines for his whole career, and he just retired this year. So he had a little bit of time, and he spent some of it to come down and spend time at the meetup and meet people. Got to have his own little celebrity going on. He was surprised about that. Thanked everybody for coming and for the treatment that he got. He was very taken aback by that and very happy, and that makes me happy. I wish I would have said something about this during the giveaways, but my dad was a Vietnam veteran, and you know, he's told me, as far as, obviously that was a difficult time in his life, but what made it even more difficult was his homecoming, and the fact that at that time the soldiers that came home from Vietnam didn't receive the warmest of welcomes. In fact, when you came home, you really didn't talk about it. You really didn't, you know, display yourself as being a veteran of any kind. In fact, he said you came home, you put your uniform in the closet, you grew your hair, and you didn't talk about it. So for him to come to my meetup here all these years later and be received by all these people that he didn't know. To me, that gave him the homecoming that, in my opinion, he always should have gotten. And I'm grateful to all of you that did give him that welcome. It meant a lot to me, and I know it meant a lot to him.
It's sort of odd feeling for me to come someplace and they walk up, oh, you're Eric's dad. They've seen you in a video. And I'm still trying to get used to all this, you know. It's just an amazing feeling. It's something when he first said he was going to work online and that as a dad, you're wondering, geez, is that the right thing? And it certainly was. He loves people. He loves doing this, and he does a fantastic job at it. So very proud of him.
Also, old friends, Scanner Danner came out again, a real good friend of mine, just a great person. We were fellow alums. We both went to Rosedale Technical Institute. He graduated a couple of years before I did. And it was great to see him and meet a new friend, Eric O. from South Main Auto Repair. I wish I could say his last name, but you know how I am with names. That said, it was nice to meet him and get to know him a little better.
Hey, we're on camera now.
We are, finally. Hi, camera guy's finally doing his job. And a good sport, too, because I ended up giving him that lower control arm that I welded the ball joint into in the Nissan a while back that he sort of joked about in one of his videos. But I have for you the ball joint that I welded into this control arm. And that is for you. And I hope you take it just the way I mean it, which is as a joke, all right? If you don't know South Main Auto Repair, subscribe now, because you are awesome. You really are. Yeah, good sport for taking that and had me sign it. He's going to hang it on his shop wall, and I'm actually honored by that. It's amazing how YouTube has changed and grown as far as the automotive how-to repair space since I started doing it 7 years ago. If memory serves, I think it was just Scotty Kilmer, and that was about it. I don't think anybody was really doing that type of thing, at least I don't recall at that time. I have the viewers to thank for the success that I've had. The fact that I get to come to this shop and work and play is freaking awesome. So once a year, I like opening up my doors and buying a bunch of food and water that we ran out of both of to share with everybody that's able to make the trip.
It's your fourth one?
Yep, fourth one.
What do you think of number 4?
Wow. I come off the hill up there at 11:45, and I said, I think I'm late. What time is it? Because I couldn't get my own parking place, which used to be right outside the door.
Things are changing.
Yeah, they sure are.
Honestly, that's what makes it for me. You know, I think about all the hours some of these people have spent in cars and whatever other forms of transportation they use to get here, and I'm once again humbled by it. So thank you. I want to express my thanks to all of you that made the trip, and you know, if I didn't get a chance to meet you, I'm totally sorry about that. It was completely unintentional, and I'm sure if you were here, you saw that it was nonstop for me from the time I walked through the door. And I tried to meet as many people as I possibly could and talk to them. I got to sign somebody's truck. That was kind of cool. And a few autographs and a few other miscellaneous things along the way. Once again, a young aspiring technician came up, had me sign this giant wrench, which got seen in the thumbnail for the live broadcast, which I'll put a link to down in the description. And that was all the giveaways that I did. So really can't, you know, talk about the meetup without thanking the sponsors, and they really stepped it up this year, especially what comes to mind, BenPack. They've been a supporter of me for a couple of years now, and I'm very grateful. They gave me yet another lift to give away this year. Longevity Welding gave me a welder to give away. Trusty Cook sent me a bunch of hammers to give away. Grip-On Tools, Magnetic Kings, Capri Tools, also J&B Tool Sales, who I've had a partnership with for several years. The giveaways were amazing this year, and some of those giveaways just kind of got thrown in because some of you may or may not have noticed that I haven't been doing tool reviews lately. That's because mostly I've been focusing on the Fairmont, and as a result, haven't really been doing too many tool reviews. So it's nice to have something like that to where I can give them away. I love putting the tools into people's hands. I see myself as an enabler, is how I like to self-apply a label. And that is not only with information, but when it comes to the meetup with tools. But as far as next year, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do next year. I got some time to think about it. In fact, I'm composing this part of the meetup video just before I'm about to go on a vacation, a much needed vacation. I've been going pretty much nonstop this year, and that's been about 6 months. So it's time to take a step back, recharge a little bit, figure out how I'm going to go forward. Got a few issues to work out on the Fairmont, and away we go. Once again, I want to extend my thanks to all the people who made the trip for the meetup. Also to all the sponsors who helped provide the giveaways. Also to my friends, and old and new, and also to my dad, because honestly, without him, I wouldn't be here. Automotive questions, where do we go? EricTheCarGuy.com. Social networks, Google+,
Instagram.
Be safe, have fun.